Hello friends, welcome to the series of lectures on digital marketing and e-commerce, and I am Dr. Suchita Vishwakarma, Assistant Professor with Department of Management, School of Management Sciences, Lucknow. In today's lecture of mine, I would be talking about content planning and optimization, and I would also talk about SEO plugins. Now let us understand that what is content planning. In few of my previous classes, we have talked about blogging. We have also talked about that what is the significance of blog and how blogs should be written. And by now we are very much clear with the concept that content is very important part of any website, and content, if properly written, properly framed and properly displayed, then obviously that will basically increase the searchability of the particular website. Now, over here we need to understand that what are the various things that an individual should consider when they are writing certain content, or when they are actually thinking of writing the content for the website. So, content planning basically relates to the understanding related to audience, keeping them interested by writing the content, which basically can give them lot of information and is also very visually and sensibly appealing, and has a, and obviously it should be in such a manner, it should be written in such a manner that the intentions of the organization is also achieved, and the intentions of organization is usually increasing the traffic towards the website, increasing the lead generation, increasing the lead conversion, and obviously thereby achieving the profitability. So, over here we need to understand that before actually writing the content, we should think about, we should plan, we should know the audience, and that is something very important. So, whenever we are talking about this particular thing, that is content basically can be in any form. It can be a blog, it could be an article, it could be a image, it could be a graphic, or anything as such. So while designing all the kind of content, we should be very cautious. Now, for the purpose of increasing the searchability, we are more concerned about the various kinds of content which enhances the searchability, or the SEO. So, the various kind of SEO contents can be product pages and landing pages, blog posts, articles, lists, guides, video, infographics, slideshows, glossaries, or directories. So, how should one ensure that they are well prepared to design the content? So, the first thing that would come that is suggested by many and even me is that one should basically identify the target market. That means the content of a website will not be same, or rather it should not be same if I am writing it, or if my target audience is males and let us take it as females, because the interest area of males could be different, the interest area of females could be different. Again, you can basically understand it in a better manner by demographically categorizing your audience, whether it is of which the age group that you are targeting, the occupation wise what is the specifications of your audience, for whom the product is basically targeted, or for whom the information that you want to share is basically targeted. For example, any organization who is basically wanting to launch certain online platform courses, or is wanting to provide information to people related to education, then they should take in consideration the kind of audience. If the people whom they want to target are professional people, then the content should be designed in another manner. If they are class 6th, 7th students, then the content designing should be different. So, basically this is what you need to understand. That means you should basically understand the profiling, the demographic profiling of the audience. Once you have done that, once you have understood your target audience, then you should basically brainstorm and try to identify the areas which are of interest. For example, if I am wanting to share some information to females, then I should know that what are the various concerns or areas of interest of females upon which if I would write, then that would attract more people. If I am writing something related to sports, or if I am wanting to write something in on sports, then there are chances that the females would not read it, because as a habit there are chances, there are chances that females are not very much interested in comparison to on the sports activities or sports blog in as in comparison to the males. So, defining the area, the topic of the content is again very important and should be very in line with the targeted audience. Then designing the content mix. Designing content mix basically means what is the content that I want to share. If I, as I said, that if I want to share something on sports, then we have obviously should I give written format text, or should I add up certain videos, or should I give certain visuals of the matches that have happened in the previous years or recently or so. So, what is the kind of content mix? So, content mix basically can be combination of text, visuals, videos, audios, or any other kind of thing. Then building editorial calendar is also very important. We have seen that the content should be regularly updated, should be regularly given in order to improve the searchability, because the visitors will not like to read the same old information again and again. And so, if the same old information is provided on the website and is not updated, or the content is not updated or changed, then there are chances that the traffic will slowly go down. Then keeping information up to date, as I said, is very important. All the people nowadays are very aware and very have a dynamic lifestyle, and so everyone wants to be very much updated with what is going all around. Then editing the content is again important, because in editing of content you need to understand that what is the way that you are arranging the various content mix that you have, or what is the areas which you need to emphasize more, or which you basically want to be seen and read more in comparison to other. So, editing and coming up with the final piece of content is very important. We had discussed about this while writing the blog also, that before finalizing the content, you must actually go to certain experts, or you may even show it and share with certain people, and then have a feedback, and then understand that what is their understanding related to the content and how much they feel it is relevant, and accordingly bring changes in the content. Then obviously ensuring the content is unique and relevant. Obviously plagiarized or content is not at all allowed, because that will decrease the trustworthiness and the credibility of the website. So, the content that you are thinking of sharing with your visitors, with the audience, should be very unique, should be original, should be put in a very systematic manner. And then lies the how to host the content, where it should be hosted, whether on your website itself, or in the form of blog, or in the form of any other affiliate marketing techniques. So, basically this is what you need to understand, and then obviously track the success also. Tracking the the success of content basically relates to understanding and statistically analyzing regularly that how many people are actually you must know that, or you must know that what is the increase of number of or percentage of traffic after uploading a content, whether the traffic had increased or not, or whether the lead generation has increased or not, or whether the conversion has increased or not. So, that is something very important, because if we do not track it properly, then probably we will keep on uploading the content and no outcome will be achieved. So, again this is very important in stage of content planning. Now, obviously we have been talking a lot about optimization, search engine optimization, and by now it is very clearly understood by all of us that optimization is something which is required for websites. Having a presence on website is not sufficient. Optimizing is important, because then only we will be seen by people. It is as like I have opened a shop and I am keeping it closed, or I am not displaying the name of the shop, and so nobody knows that I too still I too exist, and so nobody will come, and the profits will not be achieved. So optimization is very important. So what is optimization? Optimization is something which is related to the company's tactics or practices which they adopt in order to improve their searchability. And we know that for optimizing the page, optimizing the searchability, the content has to be very good, unique, genuine, and should be using the various on page and off page site techniques of improving the searchability. So proper coding, clarity of coding, having less of 404 pages, and then less of I mean proper size and performance of the audios and the videos and such things, which will basically improve the content optimization. So you can over here understand that content optimization is a process or practice by making sure that the content is written in a way that it reaches to masses. These are the various reasons why content are optimized, which we have already discussed, that it is for improving the rank of SERPs, earning links, because obviously there would be other companies also who would like to create backlink, and if I am sharing a good information, good kind of content, then there are chances that they would use my website for creating the backlinks, and which will not only enhance their searchability, but will also enhance my searchability. Then educating the audience is also one of the reasons of optimizing the content. Driving social engagement activities, increasing the lead generation, and increasing the top of the funnel, because we know that as the number of the traffic increases, so would increase the lead generation, and so would increase the profitability of the organization. So moving ahead, we should know over here how to optimize content. We have discussed the various techniques that can be used, that means the on page search engine techniques. Besides that, we should over here need to understand that all these things can be included in the content, and for on page techniques, in on page techniques we had understood the importance of keywords, we had understood the importance of categorizing or using the meta tags, or and so over here the various methods that can be adopted are: to start with a keyword search, we must understand the importance of keyword, try to find the synonyms, the various keyword alternatives which are present, and this can obviously be done with the help of keyword planner tools also, or by the various studies also. So this is something important. Then research related to keyword and phases should be done. Where to place the keyword is again important. Optimizing on the title tag, what is the title tag, and what is should be the length of the title tag, and whether keyword should be placed or not is again important. Creating meta descriptions is also important for grabbing attentions. Then adding internal and external link, adding images, optimizing for mobile. This is a very important. That means nowadays most of the people are accessing the information or checking the information online through the mobile. So obviously we need to understand that how the page or the content would actually unwrap itself on mobile, and how it would unwrap on the PCs or the desktop or the laptop, and decreasing the time, the purpose of optimization of content should also be decreasing the loading time on mobiles, because we know that any individual does not wait for more than 2 to 3 seconds for opening up a website, and within which, if the website does not opens, there is a chance of increased bouncing rate. Then one should also take care and be cautious and continuously work on gathering the quality backlinks, because that is what would increase the quality of the content. Now, this is what is called content optimization process, and in content optimization process we know that the structure of the website architecture is very important. How it should be designed, what are the different things, how URLs should be I mean framed, and how and easily it can be updated. So, websites architecture is very important. Then we should also take care of devices that are being used. That means, since most of the people are using mobiles as a platform for accessing the information. So, what is the preferred device, and accordingly the content should be designed. Then obviously we should take care of the content creation. We should try to use the I mean take a help of the experts who for content creation, because they will be able to draft the content in accordance with the targeted audience. And then we should also have authorities and reputations. So, having blogs on a regularity, or having a good reputation, or encouraging the visitors to view, or having outreach activities, influencer outreach activities. So, that will basically enhance the trustworthiness and the credibility of the website. And then obviously working on backlinks, which is very important. So, all these are the various things that an organization must adhere to while optimizing the content. Now, moving ahead, we also talked about that only adoption of we know that only adoption of optimization techniques are not sufficient, and the organization must also focus on having a tracking done for the content. That means, whatever content if an organization is uploading, whether that is increasing the traffic or not. And traffic is not the only matrix on which the content can be tracked. There are various other methods also. So, we have divided into or categorized into two ways: early stage tracking matrix, and the mid or the later stage tracking methods. So, over here you can see that during the early stages, that means as soon as you have uploaded the content, you should first look for the number of people or the number of visitors, that means the traffic of your blog or website. The second index could be viewing and downloading. If the person has actually visited your website, whether they have downloaded your content or not, whether they have just they have come and maybe have spent 1 second or 2 seconds, and then they have returned back or bounced back. So, whether they have viewed, how much time they have spent, whether they have downloaded the content is again a very important index. Then whether the visitors, the people, the audience is actually sharing the information on their social media with their social media friends, whether they are liking the sharings that are happening with them or not. Then the companies should also know and understand the social engagement activities that are happening. That means, whether if the content is being shared on Facebook, whether what is the number of likes or dislikes related to the content, whether a person is unfollowing or maybe disliking the content, kind of things, whether what is happening if they are liking it, what is the number of likes that they are having, and what is the percentage of sharings that the audience is doing for the particular content. Then the website owners should also understand that how much followers do they have, and obviously this is something which will not happen instantly, which will take some time, but a gradual process rather. But then they should also take in consideration that the content should be such that they are subscribed by people and followed by people, and they have the content generates a permanent or maybe at least static static kind of followers. Then at mid and later stage also there are various tracking methods. At mid and later stages, after spending after uploading the content after few weeks, you can also monitor your performance or the quality of the content on the scales that whether the content has been able to increase the number of leads or not. Then whether these leads are prospective or not, whether they are helping increase the conversion ratio or not, what is the kind of revenue or profit that the company is able to get or get from the these visitors, or they are just visiting and then sharing, doing nothing, and then maybe not sharing and not doing anything, and then going back to on other websites, they whether they are switching to other websites or not. So, this is also one thing that needs to be continuously monitored, and then obviously sales, which is the most important factor of tracking any content. That means, the content should be such that it increases the sales, the profit of the organization. So, once we have actually understood about the content planning and how to optimize and the various methods we can, through which it can be optimized, we should over here now also understand about search engine optimization plugins. As we had discussed earlier about the various WordPress plugins, we understood that plugins basically are the small programs which are attached to the content and which improves the searchability. So, similarly over here in there are various search engine optimization plugins also, which helps track the content, which helps improve the traffic, which helps identify the problems within the content, which basically helps in designing of the content, which helps in building a strong architecture for the website. So, here are a list of them. This is not, these are not the only, there are many more which you can always refer back to. So, let us have a quick look on few of the search engine optimization plugins. The first and the very popular optimization plugin is SEO plugin is Yoast SEO, and it was launched in 2008, and this is very much available on the WordPress. The basic features of Yoast SEO is to help the manager or the individual to identify the keywords. Also, it also helps to analyze the keywords by adding and gives you suggestions related to what keywords should be used and at what places. It also helps you to do a readability check and what are the problems that are there in the content, and also helps in detecting the duplicacy of the content, whether any word, any content has been duplicated, or the intentions that are being displayed in the content is same. So, you can remove it accordingly. This Yoast SEO plugin basically is an advanced version and gets updated every 2 weeks. So, basically helps in providing you with the updated features and helps in tracking the content of the website altogether. Moving to another SEO plugin, which is the SEO framework, and this basically the home page, or it somewhat looks like this, and basically for lightweight SEO, this is a lightweight SEO plugin for WordPress, and for all those organizations who are not having who are not able to support a lot on advertisements. So, the features of SEO framework is that this provides various free extensions to the user, to the consumers and website designers. Then it also helps in identifying and understanding the visuals, color meters and scales, and what are very user friendly and what does not, in order to create a better impact of the content. And it helps in understanding that how and what are the places where then the information can be located for a better identification or better display. Then it also helps in understanding the spamming activities if anything is happening. It focuses on this particular framework basically focuses on improving the genuineness of the content, or helps you improve the subject related writing. Moving in ahead, we have Rank Math plugin, which basically combines the power of multiple plugins. It has a lot many features which can be clubbed and incorporated within the website. So, the features includes that it is one stop shop for all SEO needs. Each post, page and products runs through SEO analysis and tools based on 40 factors. So, there are more than 40 parameters on which the rank math plugin helps and tries to understand about the content and accordingly gives you suggestions. It helps automatically add alt text and title tag to the images even if it has missed. Then it also provides a redirection module and helps the designer to or helps the I mean in creating 404 pages. 404 is basically the pages which are not being uploaded or which fail to get uploaded. So, it provides an alternative text to the website, so that it does not has a bad impression on the audience. Then it has various number of breadcrumbs also and helps in increasing the support for articles, products, events, videos, etc. Then we have another plugin which is called SEO Squirrely, and it is basically a complete SEO suite which has various features and without any complication, by having a very user friendly interface, they are able to help in improving the searchability of the website. So, basically this again helps in keyword optimization, and it also helps in setting up the previous setups. I mean, even if you want to change the setup, then also you can at certain places you can restore the setup and accordingly work accordingly. Then it also helps one to analyze with the competitor and on what parameters your content and the what are the various parameters or differences between your content and the competitor's content, and then probably helps to analyze and compare, and obviously you will be able to benchmark also in that case. This particular SEO Squirrely plugin also helps you monitor the progress of the content and the traffic. Then we have broken line checkers, we have rel no follow check boxes. These are again very important, very good plugins which individual can use in his or her website. And broken link checker basically helps you identify the 404 pages and helps you identify and modify the plugins without any bringing about any change in the content. And if a person is able to get to know about the missing links that are the missing pages, or if the owner of the website gets to know about that what is the content which is not getting displayed and what are the technical errors related to it, then you will be able to obviously work on it, and obviously will help you being treated as a trustworthy website. Your website will be considered more trustworthy. Then we have no follow up check ons also, which also increases the quality and the quantity of affiliate links, and is even very helpful for those people who are non coders, that means who are not having technical know how. So, for various other SEO plugin details, you can go to these, you can check on these references, and I hope with this session of mine you have been able to understand the various plugins and have also been able to understand that how a good content can be created for the website. With this, thank you.